All right, I sent it to you.
Thanks. Good morning and welcome to the VSA Morning Miner. It's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. Tuesday, the 13th of December. Paul, how are you doing?
We're getting all confused here because of the weather and the strikes, I think.
Exactly. Right, we've got quite a bit of lithium news out this morning, so let's start with that. Atlantic Lithium have announced a feed contractor.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, they've announced Primero Group for the feed on the Ghana spodumene project. So they'll be covering off, optimizing the flow sheet, identifying the long lead items, and all of those sorts of early stage parts of the construction process. I think what's encouraging about them is they have built a number of spodumene mines in different parts of the world before, so that should help with de-risking this construction process.
Yes, and because it hasn't actually got a feasibility study completed yet here, up to at least not a DFS level one, it means that they're feeling very confident it should be proceeding as quickly as possible to construction. And it is a Shanghai Mining Club member too.
Yeah, well, I think they've got those early years pretty well understood. It's the latter part and the resource expansion, which is obviously coming next year, which is probably the key reason why it can't be a definitive feasibility study at this stage.
Yes, that's right.
Well, a short bit of news out from Piedmont. They've received the last bit of permitting to restart their JV in Quebec with Sayona Mining. So operations should get underway there in H1 2023. Construction's already started there.
Yes, I think they're feeling a little bit of pressure from Tesla because of the agreements they have with Tesla, and they've been lagging a bit as far as getting things moving in order to be supplying chemical for Tesla batteries.
And Gallane have announced on their secondary project, Greenbushes in Australia, they're moving from a 20% position to a 100% stake. We've seen some early stage exploration results from there, and I think that sort of stage is reflected in the 3 million Aussie dollar valuation or sort of payment for that.
Yes, it's in a prime location, though. It's right adjoining the existing Greenbushes mine with the mineralization just 3 kilometers away that they've identified so far, but it is still early stage at this point. So we don't have a good feel for the potential size of resources on there, but the geology would suggest that the Greenbushes system continues under their ground.
Yeah, so it makes a bit of sense there, diversifying away from single asset and source of lithium from the main project in Argentina.
Yes, that's right.
And on Sierra Madre, they have announced, I think, 99.99% approval from TSX shareholders on the acquisition, which has now been rumbling through the exchange for a good few months now. We should expect that to close pretty soon, I think. But obviously positive that has gone through without a hitch.
Yes, that's the La Guatara mine to be acquired from First Majestic. So that moves Sierra Madre from an early stage explorer to essentially a mine restarter, redeveloper in the same model that Guanajuato Silver has had such success with.
Yeah, indeed. And then Q3 numbers out from Sarabi today, Paul. Any thoughts there?
Yes, gold production in the third quarter, 8,500 ounces, so that the first 9 months output has been 24,000 ounces. They've got cash held as of the 30th of September at $10 million US, but they did post a small loss over the period of 0.87 million after for a provision of $1 million as a one-off against historic tax debts owed in Brazil. Cash costs for the 3-month period were $1,242 per ounce US. All-in sustaining costs on the 3-month period came in at US $1,637 an ounce. So it is an improvement on the all-in costs by 4.5% over the second quarter. And they did, for the first time, include some revenues from the Coringa mine development, which is still ongoing at this point as their third operating mine nearby. So we hope that they'll be able to improve on the margins in particular as they go forward. Coringa itself being very high grade but narrow vein mining, so not large volumes, but good gold content to sweeten the mill feed.
Yeah, tough quarter for gold producers with the lower gold price, and not helped for Serabi by lower sales compared to production. And although some good improvement Q on Q, if you compare year on year, they're obviously being squeezed from the top and bottom end with higher costs there. Yes. But gold prices have rallied a bit in the fourth quarter, so a bit of respite there for them if they can continue to make cost gains there, cost improvements rather.
Right.
Okay, Paul.
I did have one bit more to mention. It's important. That's Malcolm Norris's ASX-listed Ecuador explorer, Sunstone Metals, because we've known Malcolm for a number of years, and they've put out a maiden resource estimate on their prime project, which is the Brahma de Alba porphyry deposit, Bramaderos project in Ecuador. 156 million tons at 0.5 grams gold per ton for 2.7 million ounces equivalent. And it increased the target size remaining estimate to between 3.3 and 8.6 million ounces at similar grade. So this thing proving to be, by all indications, a really significant low-grade bulk tonnage gold deposit from surface in Ecuador.
Very good. Well, pleased to see them hit that milestone. Okay, Paul, we'll call it a day there. Thanks very much, and we'll be back tomorrow.
I'll be off on Wednesday and Thursday. So, yeah.
All right. Cheers.
Very good. Thanks.